What is the first thing you think of when you hear the words genetic mutation? Do you think of a terrifying half-fish, half-cat monster, or do you think of the evolution of life? Either way, all genetic mutations are a result of some type of change in your DNA. To understand genetic mutations, some background on DNA is required. First off, DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. What a mouthful. It's made up of nucleotides, which are repeats of 3 different units: phosphate group, pentose sugar molecule, and the nitrogenous base. This is what we'll be focusing on today. The nitrogenous base has 2 more categories: purines, which are adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines, which are thymine and cytosine. Believe it or not, these are 4 nitrogenous bases that combine to form codons that are responsible for pretty much everything about you. These are what are transcribed and translated by the mRNA to form amino acids, which are the building blocks of the proteins that make you, you. Now that you're up to speed on DNA, we can move on to the main event, the different types of genetic mutations. There are 3 main types of mutations. The first type is silent mutation. In this mutation, the nitrogenous base mutates or changes. However, the intended amino acid is still created, or a different one whose function is the same. Therefore, the structure and the function of the protein isn't altered, hence the name silent mutation. Another type of mutation is a missense mutation. This type of mutation is when an entirely different amino acid is added or substituted into a protein. This alters the structure and function of the affected protein. An example of a disease caused by a missense mutation is sickle cell anemia, a blood disease that affects how the body intakes oxygen and causes blood clots. Finally, there are nonsense mutations. This occurs when a stop codon is placed incorrectly. Again, codons are a trio of nitrogenous bases that combine in a specific order to form an amino acid. There are separate codons whose entire purpose is to tell the mRNA when to stop coding. If this codon is in the wrong place, the amino acid is cut short and inhibits the protein's function almost entirely. Cystic fibrosis is a disease caused by this type of mutation. This disease causes lung infections and makes breathing increasingly difficult for those affected. The severity of the diseases most often correlates with the severity of the mutation, silent mutation being the least harmful. Whew, that was a lot of information. So what are you going to do with the information? Impress people at parties, direct an epic movie on fish monsters, or increase your knowledge and join the fight for a cure for Down syndrome, another genetic mutation? It's up to you.